Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is 2017. I am very excited for this year. I am so glad that 2016 is over. Hands down, 2016 was the worst year of my almost 21 years of existence. I'm making this update video because I feel like some things need to be addressed. I'm not really one to explain myself, but I do want to address some things and talk about where I'm at now and what I want to do moving forward. But I'm only going to say this once. This is for my followers, for people that just kind of want to know what's going on, nosy people, because everybody has those type of people. I'm saying this once and I'm done with it and I'm moving forward. Here we go. So what is going on with Sydney? 2016 was hands down the worst year of my life. Starting in January, I turned 20 years old on January 10th, 2016. As you guys know, I was previously an RA on campus. I go to Penn State, I was at the Berks campus, and I was looking to transfer to main campus. I looked to transfer to main campus for the fall semester of my junior year since I was going into the business program. You have to either complete online or through the Smeal College of Business, which is at University Park at Penn State, which is the main campus. I told my coordinator this, and my coordinator, she was, so proactive about me and about being a great RA. Soon as I told her that I was moving to University Park from Berks campus, and I'm not one to be like, oh, woe is me, everybody's out to get me. No, she was out to get me. She was out to get me and everybody that wanted to transfer, which was like a good handful of RAs. Moving to around beginning of March, I went to St. Patty's weekend, which was a really big St. Patrick's weekend for Penn State, State Patties. I took off. I was not at my campus. I wasn't with my residents. I was the designated driver for the weekend. All of my friends are 21 and over. I'm always the baby of the group, so I said I would drive. And I went that weekend and somebody put on an anonymous site that I was drinking a Four Loko and a 40. That's what somebody said on the site Yik Yak, which is like the little anonymous app. I heard about the rumors because my RA friends were like, oh my God, you're on Yik Yak. They're saying you were like at a party, drinking, doing all this stuff. I'm like, okay, so I just emailed my coordinator. I was like, hey, there's a rumor going around. Like, it's not true. I was a designated driver, but we'll talk about it when I get back. I would love to have a meeting, just clear some things. I get an email back saying, great, no problem, a smiley face. There was a smiley face in the email, right? So I'm thinking, okay, cool, everything's great. I'm not on my campus, I'm not with my residents, I'm, having a good time with my friends, didn't think anything of it. I get back on Monday. I was suspended on Monday, terminated on Tuesday, and I had to be out within a week from my RA room. I was pretty pissed, only because of the fact that there was no evidence, there was no pictures, there was nothing. I gave references in the report. I literally gave my friends' phone numbers, like you can call them up, because I wasn't doing anything. None of that was done. I tried to appeal it, and I didn't even want to stay as an RA on that campus. I just wanted to be an RA at University Park when I switched campuses. They wouldn't let me do that. So I had to move from Berks County, which is about an hour away from Philly, to Philadelphia. I was commuting 3 times a week. I was also failing calculus, which is a core class that you have to pass with a C or above to enter into the Smeal College of Business. I had straight A's that semester, and I was failing calculus. I think I had like a 55. There was like 60 of us in the class, only 3 of us, I think it was like 3 or 5 of us ended up passing, but I was stressed the hell out because I was commuting 3 times a week. So I was commuting 6 hours a week back from Philly, wasn't getting home till late at night. Then I had to study for calculus just to drive back the next day to go take a test to drive back. On top of that, of me being terminated as an RA, moving back home and failing calculus, I now had to find housing in March, April, where I was gonna live at University Park because I thought I was gonna be an RA, but then that didn't work out. So in April, when it literally, everybody has already signed their lease, got their roommates, there's no on-campus housing. I had to find out where I was living for the next year. One of my friends was trying to get out of her lease at University Park because she was transferring. I was like, oh snap, it really looks nice. Let me go check it out. So of course, me being a stalker, I was on the website and I was like, oh, they have CA applications. I kind of knew what that position was. It's selling leases, different things like that. So I applied for the job, ended up getting the job. Thank God I ended up passing calculus somehow, some way. That was my first C in my college career and I was devastated about it, but I did not even know what was to come. I was done May 2nd. My mom's birthday was on May 6th. I was moving May 9th and I started work on the 12th. Sierra, if you guys don't know, that's my best friend. She got an internship in London. I got work in State College, so we weren't gonna see each other all summer. On the 8th of May, we got breakfast after our sleepover in Suburban Square in Philly. We were driving back and I didn't even want to drive this day. I was literally making a right turn. I was completely standstill because the pedestrian was walking past the crosswalk and I got hit at 65 miles per hour. My car popped up on the curb, almost hit a pole and then popped back down, and the whole back left side of my car was completely totaled. My gas was everywhere. I was just very happy that we didn't die. I don't know how we didn't like get severely injured or even pass away, because the way that my car popped up on that curb, we spun out of control and the guy that hit us spun down the street. His car was completely totaled, my car was completely totaled. We were in the hospital all day. My best friend had a concussion, a severe concussion, and I have back spasms. I literally feel like a 60-year-old man getting out of the bed some days. I was just devastated because I moved the next day. I start work on Monday, and how the hell am I going to get to State College? How am I going to get around? It was just so many things in my mind. Yes, I was happy that we didn't die, of course, because we really easily could have. The car could have set on fire from the gas being everywhere. My bumper was down the street. Like, it was really a bad situation. I was just in my head like, I am drugged out right now on 800 grams of ibuprofen and Flexerol and all these different muscle relaxants, and I can't do anything. So the next day, we got my sister's best friend, which is like a big brother to me. It was my sister, my mom, and myself. And we drove up to State College. That's a 3-hour drive. And they moved me in, and I was just like lightly, gently telling them where to put stuff and like undoing like dishes and things like that. So then after that, I moved in, I started work. Started in May. Everything was going good. I was like, you know, it's been a really rough year so far, but maybe this is going to turn around. Maybe everything's going to be good now. And for a while it was, I'm not gonna lie. Around June, my job started getting a little weird. And don't worry, like, I'm not gonna, you know, ask for a reference from them. So whatever I'm saying, I would never, like, oh my God, no. Management was just like terrible. Like, the money was good. Money was great, actually. Discount on rent, commission, and a paycheck. And you got to do different events, and you got like different bonuses and stuff like that when you did different events. But the management was terrible, and I literally dreaded going to my job. I was one of the openers, so when it's just me with management for 5 hours, I was just like, I had to just take my mind and be like, just stay in character. It's just a job. Clock in, do your job, clock out. Like, it was no conversation, none of that. And it was bad. During the summertime in State College, luckily I had friends that already graduated, but they were still there for the summertime. I ended up meeting a lot of people that were over 21 that could get me into places that didn't allow 20-year-olds like myself. I got, you know, cool with like the bouncers and the club owners and things like that at the bars. So I was doing a lot of things that a lot of people that were in my class couldn't necessarily do. I was going out to the bars, going out to the clubs, having a good time with my friends. And then like when September came around, I was just so over it because everybody's so hyped to go to these places, and I've been doing it all summer. Like, all of my good friends were over 21. Most of my friends were like on the basketball team, so we were getting in like all these different places. I never waited for lines. I never did any of those things that a lot of my friends that were just coming in September and August had to do. So everybody was like so hyped to go out, and I was just over it. Like, I was completely over State College because the short 4 months that I was there, I literally did everything that somebody does in 4 years. I was like, all right, well, I'm really not gonna go out anymore, so let me just get another job. Absolute worst decision of my life. I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna get another job. They had a Francesca's boutique in the mall there in State College. I used to work at Francesca's in high school, so I applied just for a regular sales position. They ended up making me assistant manager. On top of taking 5 400 level classes, I was also working Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I was working 7:45 a.m. till 9 p.m. almost 5 days a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I was in class from 8 a.m. and I usually didn't leave campus until about 6 p.m. I burnt myself out completely. It was just bad. Like, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't studying, I wasn't able to do the readings for quizzes. I think that's what hurt me the most this semester. I thought that I could just take 5 400 level courses, be done with all of my hard upperclassmen courses, and knock it out this semester, and then have an easy next 2 to 3 semesters because I might be graduating early. Cool. I took business law, organizational behavior and design, business management for leadership. I took business ethics, and I also took supply chain management. If you don't know what supply chain management is like calculus and statistics on crack. I don't know why I thought I could take all of those courses at one time with 2 jobs and think that I was going to just pass all of them with A's and flying colors. Around end of September, early October, I was just doing bad in school, and I was like, I can't do 2 jobs. I can't keep working like this. I was getting like 3-4 hours of sleep. So I dropped my Francesca's job. I love that job, but the perks at my other job, at my apartment complex, it was just better. So I just had to kind of stick it out and be like, all right, well, this one's better, so I have to give up Francesca's. And I was very, very sad about that. Once again, I was miserable at this point. I had to pick up the slack of what I already missed and then studied what I was actually doing now in the course. And then I also had to go to work, which I was just miserable at. So around October, I'm not gonna lie, like I was totally miserable. I wasn't doing well in school, and at this point I was really studying. I was back on my grind, making 20-page study guides, going to office hours, talking to professors. I was doing it all. I just didn't see progress. Like I just saw myself just going like this. And I'm not gonna lie, this semester I thought about dropping out. I thought about taking a semester off. I thought about, you know, withdrawing so I didn't have to get the bad grades. But my mom was like, stick with it. You know, everybody has a bad semester. And I'm really hard on myself with everything I do, because everything I do, I try to give it 110%, and I'm not gonna lie, with the 2 jobs, I gave my work more so 110%, and I was giving school like 60 the first month. When I dropped my job, I had to give school 250% because I wasn't doing well at all. Also, with my friends, the last time I went out was Halloweekend, which is Halloween weekend in State College, and that was the last time I went out and really saw all of my friends. I was just miserable. I didn't want to be bothered by people. There was different situations that were actually happening within my friend groups. I just stayed to myself. I was so stressed out about school. I was miserable at work, and just like the things that the management people would say, I just didn't want to be bothered. I went to work, I studied, I went to sleep. That's just what it was. I just didn't want to be bothered, and I didn't want to see certain people. I didn't want to be bothered with certain people or certain situations. Around mid-October, a situation happened, and that was it. Like I was just done. I was over State College already because I literally did everything. And then once the situation happened, I was just like, I'm cool. Like I don't want to be here anymore. I am 110% over it. I didn't want to see nobody. Like I was just like a ghost from mid-October to the day that I left. I didn't even go out the last night that I was there. Like I just dipped because I was over it. A lot of people were noticing that I wasn't okay in my close circle, and they were just like, Sid, like what's going on? Like you cool? And of course me, I'm like, I'm good. Like I'm fine, I'll be all right. Because in my head, I was just like, maybe it'll get better tomorrow, but it didn't. So before I started going home every weekend, an opportunity from somebody that's like an uncle to me was presented. He moved to Houston for work, and he was like, hey, I have a house in LA. I always know you wanted to move out there. See if you can, you know, do school online to finish up. Let's see if you want to move to LA. At the state of mind that I was at, I was like, let's do it. I literally made the decision within 3 days. And if you know me, you know I never make decisions that quickly. I'm a strategic planner. I always plan out everything that I do. And I was just so emotionally drained that I was like, LA is gonna bring me happiness. New year, new Sydney, new location, new age. Let's just do it. Let's do it. So I was like, I'm moving to LA. That's when I started going home every weekend, because I was so over everything in State College that I was just like, I'm gonna take my stuff home every weekend. I'm gonna start moving stuff back. And I did. I would rather do a 3-hour drive than stay in State College and go out and party. I started going to church every weekend. I started being with my family every weekend. I would literally call out of work on Mondays just so I could stay with my family, because that's where I was happy at. And I started getting my happiness back. And then after finals happened and I was really home like every single weekend, I was happy. And I was like, damn, I'm really happy right now. During my decision, when I made for LA, I asked God for happiness, for me to be content with life, and for some other things. And he gave that to me. And he gave that to me when I was back in Philly. When I realized that and some other things in my life, I just was like, I don't want to move to LA anymore. And I talked with a lot of people about it, and a lot of people give me their opinions. But at the end of the day, I have to do what's right for me. So people are gonna have their opinions. People might think it's dumb that I'm choosing not to go to LA because, you know, networking and the beauty industry that I'm trying to get into. But my thing is, if I prayed for something and I have it and I'm content and I literally got everything that I prayed for, why tamper with that? Why try to alter that if I'm cool right here in Philly? I'm good. Like, I'm really cool now because I was miserable all year, and I am thoroughly joyous, happy, laughing, having a good time being home and going to church again. Like, I'm cool. And a lot of people were like, but the networking, but your career. I'm 20 years old. I wasn't even planning on moving to LA till I was like 23, 24, completely out of school. But if I mess up, I mess up. I have to make my own mistakes. And if I'm content with life, I'm not the type of person, if I doubt anything, I'm not doing it. And I doubted LA for a good minute, and I think it was a very emotional decision I made because I was running away from some things, and I'm not ashamed to admit that, from some things and from some people, and that's okay. And I just don't want to run anymore because I'm happy, and good for me. If anybody has a problem with that, if anybody has their opinions, I really don't want to hear about it because I just don't care. If it's my blessing, it'll come to me no matter where I'm at, what I'm doing. If my name's on it, it's going to come to me. So I'm not worried about the whole career networking thing. So yeah, that was pretty much 2016. Just to clarify some things before we move in the future. No, I didn't drop out of school. Did I do well this semester? No, I did the worst I've ever done. But mind you, I'm used to being on the dean's list and honor roll, and I set really high expectations for myself. So this was my one semester. This was my one pass. No, I'm not moving to LA anymore. That was a thing. I didn't even tell a lot of people. My mom ended up telling people before I told people. And I was pissed at her because I was like, Mom, like, stop. In my head, I'm like, what if I don't move? And then now I kind of have to move. But then I was just like, who cares? Who cares what the hell people think? Think what you want, but I'm not moving to LA. I'm in Philadelphia right now. I'm finishing my degree online through Penn State because I have like 2 or 3 more semesters. This year, I'm just really glad it's over academically, physically, emotionally. I'm thoroughly excited for this year. I think a lot of great things are going to come. I redid the entire 3rd floor of my house, so I will probably be doing a room tour. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys want to see like a room tour or a floor tour, I guess you can call it that. So now that I've clarified everything, let me talk about what's going on in January and about YouTube, what's going on for the year. I turned 21 on January 10th. Today is Tuesday. I am leaving for LA on the 7th, which is Saturday, and I'll be back in Philly on the 14th. So I will be in LA for a week for my birthday. I'm very excited about that. YouTube wise, I did not have a good year with YouTube on 2016 because I couldn't really be consistent because of everything that kept going on and was thrown at me. But this year I kind of put myself on a schedule, so luckily, since I have more control of school and work and different things like that, I'll be able to really focus on my channel and do different things with it. I'm going to be doing 2 videos a week. It's going to be on Mondays and Thursdays. One video is going to be a beauty related video, probably a makeup tutorial. This year I'm just going to do the makeup tutorials and do them silently because 1, I like to listen to music when I do my makeup. 2, it's easier to edit for me personally, which means I can get them up quicker. And also I just like watching them with music versus like people doing voiceovers or like talking through it because they get long, and honestly nobody like watches 14-minute makeup tutorials. The second video will be something like a lookbook, a monthly favorites. I'll probably do a floor tour. I really want to start doing the what I eat in a day videos, and I also want to start doing vlogs. So like if you guys would be interested in that, give this video a thumbs up too. YouTube brings me a lot of joy and I really want to grow my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If I have new subscribers or new people viewing this, I'm sorry that this was kind of like the first intro of meeting me. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more content this year. If you have any questions, requests, Let me know what you want to see. That helps me out a little bit more. And just comment that down below, and make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can definitely see more content, and also put on the notifications so when I do upload, you'll know. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. I love you guys. Thank you so much for this past year with sticking with me and my inconsistent video uploading. I'm really sorry about that, but I just kind of wanted to explain what was going on in my life, that I'm good now, and also what's going to happen in the future. So I will talk to you guys on Thursday. Bye.